Welcome to the Branding for Abundance podcast. My name is Dr. TK. I am a licensed clinical psychologist and success coach. My goal on this podcast is to simply teach you how to proclaim your victory in your relationships, academic and career endeavors, business, money, and your mindset. Learn some simple tools and techniques to brand your life for abundance and live your epic lifestyle.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Dr. TK, clinical psychologist and lifestyle branding coach, and welcome to the Branding for Abundance podcast. And so today is another special episode. I have a special surprise with the clinician that filled out the Dope Therapist assessment form online. And so this particular clinician, she is from South Carolina. And highest degree earned is a MSW, also licensed clinical social worker. So if you haven't had a chance to listen to the previous podcast episodes, what I am doing is I am offering for a limited time a video sent back to the clinician with live feedback that I'm actually recording on the podcast right now at the same time. But they will get live feedback in regards to where they're stuck at in their business and or in their mindset. I give them 2 tips and I give them 1 recommendation. So if this is something that you would like for yourself, if you are in the mental health field and you want to either start or scale a business, then check the show notes, fill out the assessment. And even if you found this podcast episode and I am no longer doing the videos, still fill out the form because we will still get back to you with the tips and the recommendations. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into it. So this clinician, their goal is as follows. I'm going to state this verbatim. Okay. This clinician wants to have a private pay, private practice licensed in 4 states. They want to increase their client caseload from part-time to full-time. Full-time is defined to this clinician as 15 to 20 clients at a full private pay rate each week. This clinician also wants to enjoy life by traveling with their family, creating a workbook for women on balance, superwoman syndrome, and or imposters syndrome. I love it. These are all areas that I see all through social media, conversations while I'm at church, in the pulpit with the topic of what the pastor is talking about that week. I mean, these topics are definitely needed. So I'm really happy to see basically what this clinician's niche is, which it seems like is women. Okay. So what's holding this clinician back? This clinician actually said they don't really know what's holding them back, but they just know exactly what they want. So let's go ahead and dive into these tips. Okay. Because not everybody can flush out what's holding them back, but more importantly, she filled out the form. So let's go ahead and give her the feedback. Okay. So tip number 1, I'm going to call this tip, get strategic with your plan. Okay. So the first tip is, what's your business blueprint look like? AKA your business plan. So in my Dope Therapist Academy for Private Practice and in my Dope Therapist Tribe, we actually talk about what a blueprint or business plan entails and how we cater it to a mental health business. Okay. So I make it very simple. I call it the simple method. It's literally like 4 pages, not 20. And we get straight to the point as it relates to how you want your business to look. Within a business plan, going to my second point, or still the first tip, is every business plan has a mission and a vision statement. For this particular clinician, I would really want them to, if they haven't already, develop a very clear vision statement, because your vision statement will dictate how your practice will run, what type of clients you will attract, what your schedule will look like, how much you'll get paid. All of that is linked to your vision of your business, because your vision is technically your 5 to 10 year plan. So you can't write your vision plan unless you wrote your blueprint, right? And then the third point I want to go into with the strategic plan is make quarterly goals. You may have heard me talk about this a few times on my previous podcast, but it is vitally important, especially for business owners or future business owners, that your mindset operates in a quarterly fashion. So you should be looking at your goals every quarter. So I always focus on, let's just say, a vision board. I'm recording this right now in January. So vision boards are pretty big this month. So with vision boards, what I taught my clients in all my programs is to create a vision board. And then when you're looking at that vision board, I want you to extract one project from that vision board to work on for the next 90 days, for the next 3 months. And then the second quarter, you can choose to double or triple your, let's just say your numbers, how much you made or how many people you served from the first quarter. You can double or triple that the second quarter, or you can move on to another project if you've mastered the first one. Okay. So with all these things that this clinician wants to do, let's just focus on numbers. If this clinician wants to get licensed in 4 states, does the clinician have a timeline of when to do that? And I'm actually going to add one bonus tip under tip 1 is that all clinicians should know how to do this, but I'm going to go over it anyway, is the SMART goal method. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. I'll say it again. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So if this clinician wants to get licensed in multiple states and they want to double their caseload and they want to get paid their value full rate, all of those things can happen. But the way that they're going to happen is if this clinician sits down and writes out a plan of the how it's going to happen. And that's one of the things that we talk about in the Dope Therapist Tribe is your blueprint. So one bonus that I'll give you that relates to knowing your numbers is if you already see, let's just say 10 clients right now, you want to ask yourself in the next 90 days, how many people do I want to add to my caseload from the amount that I already have? And let's just say this clinician says, I want to add 5. Then now we have a specific goal. Versus I just want to double my caseload. I don't know what that means because doubling your caseload may not be 10 to 20. It may be 10 to 15 because of maybe how much time you spend with these clients. You do a family session. Is it a 90-minute session versus a 45-minute session? I'm not sure what double means. Okay. So, with this particular goal, specific would be, I want to increase my caseload from 10 to 15. The M is technically already taken care of within the statement I just made because that's the measurable part. You have to know your numbers in order to know where you started, to know where you need to go to next. Okay. Attainable is, and realistic, I'm going to put those together. Is your goal attainable and realistic for this season in your life? Are you trying to get 5 new clients when you're about to go out of the country for 3 weeks? Are you able to and realistic to get more clients when you don't, let's just say you sublet, you don't have your own office. Do you even have an extra day to see clients? So these are logistics that you want to think about that should be written inside your business plan prior to going out and, getting clients and doing all these things. Okay. So do quarterly goals. Okay. Know your numbers. Tip number 2 is about marketing. So with marketing, the first thing that I want to pose to this clinician and anyone else who's battling with marketing in a mental health business is, what is your marketing strategy? Like, would you be able to tell me based off of your product or service that you offer, what has been your marketing strategy? Or do you not have one? Okay. Where do your clients like to hang out? Because where your clients like to hang out will dictate what your marketing strategy is. 85 to 90% of my clientele, including therapy clients, come from Instagram, believe it or not. Okay. Coaching, predominantly coaching, all comes from Instagram or like word of mouth referrals. But therapy clients, I'm going to say about 50% of them land on Instagram because they were routed through a Google search. Then they landed on my website. And then they landed on my Instagram page and they liked that I was human. Like, wow, she actually posts pictures, because I don't know what they think about what therapists do in their spare time. So anyways, I know that my clients hang out on Instagram. So what that means is that I should be creating content that speaks to my ideal clients on Instagram. I'm not going to spend hours and hours on Facebook because that's not where my clients are, the bulk of them. Meaning they're not as active. Okay. So where do your clients hang out? Are you marketing in that area? If the answer is no, you need to retract back, go look at your business plan because it does talk about marketing strategies. The second point under marketing strategy is, how can you generate more referrals through those platforms such as Psychology Today, a website or your website? Do you have an email system? Do you collaborate with community advocates that can provide you with referrals? And with that comes my third point, which is a warm letter. A warm letter connects with the collaboration. And in the Dope Therapist Tribe, we actually talk about how do you write a warm letter, because that's very important when it comes down to collaborating with other community partners, including primary care physicians that could potentially be making referrals. And never assume, if you want to do private pay, that you cannot connect with other agencies in which clients pay with their insurance. Because honestly, depending on what type of service you offer, for example, couples therapy, there's no insurance panel that covers couples therapy. They cover family therapy, and the identified patient who has the insurance has to have a mental health diagnosis. And a lot of our couples are coming in with communication barriers, infidelity or communication barriers is not a mental health diagnosis. However, if someone becomes depressed or anxious, like paranoid, after infidelity has occurred and they have the insurance, then yeah, we can cover it. So with that population, I'd highly recommend clinicians write a warm letter and connect with primary care physicians, OBGYNs, because especially for women, when we go to the OBGYN now, I don't know if you've recognized all those questions about domestic violence. Do you feel safe? If the partner is standing right there, they make the partner walk away so that the woman can actually answer all the questions, and be transparent. And so these are things that you want to think about as far as connection with providers in your area, because you don't just solely want to rely on only your marketing tactics. So I've mentioned the Dope Therapist Tribe multiple times. So let's just jump into the recommendation. That is my recommendation for this clinician. And for anyone else who is listening, if any of this information that I've talked about on this podcast episode, along with the others, if you've been listening to these episodes for a while and you still have not joined the Dope Therapist Tribe, what are you waiting on? Okay. We get monthly coaching calls. You get unconditional support. You have people pouring into you and rooting you on because they want to see you win. You actually help me build out what you want to learn about. So of course I have a general sense of the outline of what I want to coach you on. However, if we're on a call and I'm recognizing that within 30 minutes of the call, people are starting to ask this particular question in different ways, I am going to cater to your needs, because that's what I love to do. I love to teach, and teaching would not be effective if I don't listen to my students and I don't teach them what they need to know. Okay. So let's just say some therapists are really interested in branding their private practice. We're going to talk about that. We are definitely going to talk about business plans. I'm going to give you one. Okay. We are also going to talk about the basic stuff about building a private practice. But when clinicians want to learn more detailed information to build the infrastructure, the skeleton of your private practice, they will actually get a members only discount to my online course, Dope Therapist Academy, where it's like 8 to 10 modules in there, and it literally walks you step by step of how to build out your private practice. Okay. And I'm in there doing videos, audios, and things like that. Clinicians in the membership can also take advantage of one-on-one. Sometimes people need that one-on-one sit down online to flush out their ideas. So they actually get a members only discount. So there's a whole lot of members only in the Dope Therapist Tribe, which makes it special. So go ahead, check out the show notes, click the link, check it out. You do not have to be licensed to be part of this program. If you know you want to write a book while you're in school, or you want to start collaborating, or you're already doing some consultation and you want to scale that side hustle business, then join the Dope Therapist Tribe, because technically that's what we're talking about, is turning those side hustles into full-time income while making a dynamic impact. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this podcast episode. Make sure you check the show notes. If you're not already, go over to Instagram and follow me for daily motivation. Turn on the post notifications, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to the Branding for Abundance podcast. New episodes are released every Tuesday. If you love the episodes all about branding your mental health business and living an abundant lifestyle, and you know it's time to take your business to the next level, and you want 2020 to be your epic year that you make massive amounts of money, you definitely want to check out the Dope Therapist Academy Foundations program. This is a 4-week live course that will take your private practice to an entire new level. It will take you from generating awesome ideas to attracting your ideal clients, getting paid your value, and being known as the expert in the field. It is open from April 6th to the 19th for the only time in 2020. In this course, you will learn how to build a strong foundation for your business to generate 6 figures and beyond. You will identify who your ideal clients are and how to attract them to your services, how to develop your brand, how to develop your business blueprint for the next 10 years, pricing strategies to get paid your worth and increase your rates, how to set up consultations and match your clients to the right services, and a whole lot more. You will walk away from the Dope Therapist Academy with an entire business blueprint that will set you up to live an abundant lifestyle. And the best part, just like all my online courses, you will receive lifetime access. So if you need a refresher, you can always come back. So as I mentioned, this course is only open one time this year from April 6th to the 19th. Go to drtk.com/DTA, and you can also visit the show notes to read all the details below. I would love to see you in the Academy, and I will see you in the next Branding for Abundance podcast episode.